All right. Welcome back, chat. How are we doing? And welcome in, Injuring Elf. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking the time. Let me fix this here. We turned you up just a little bit because my audio was low. There we go. I think I got you good now. Yo, Frankie, Desiree, as well as Turtle Moving Slow. All these W's coming in. Ryan Almighty's here as well. How's it going, Ryan? Appreciate you being here. You guys are all W's. We've got the wonderful Injuring Elf here today, 7894. First off, I guess we asked how you were doing, which was good. I'm sure you're nervous. I'm nervous. I'm sure Chad's nervous. You guys, let's get them nerves settled down here. We're all right. We can do this. All of us together. But no, Injuring. Give us a little rundown. First off, what inspired you to make your stream name? I've always wondered this. I like it. It's a good play on words, and but how did you discover it?
I've just always really liked elves. And I don't know. A lot of people assume that the injuring part is injuring elves, but it's not.
Oh, like you're not trying to injure the elves?
No, I like
Okay,
elves.
all right. I just thought maybe you were an injured elf, or something like that. It was like a play on that. But no, that's I think it's a funny little clever name. So yeah, it goes with the vibe. But yeah, so what got you into gaming and the whole gaming universe? Did you play when you were a kid, or did you have a family member who was a gamer?
When I was younger, I had a Sega Genesis, and I really got into the Streets of Rage games.
Ooh, that's a classic. Genesis and Streets of Rage. That brought back a lot of feels there for a minute. Went through a whirlpool of emotions. I'm like, oh man, I remember that game. That was a pretty good game. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I was probably Sega Genesis one of their top games in my opinion. You had like the
Same.
classic Sonic and but Streets of Rage was one of those because I don't remember Streets of Rage on Nintendo when I had a Super Nintendo. I think it may have been, but I played it on the Sega.
That's where I played it too. I loved it.
Yeah, it's fun. It kind of reminds me of like Double Dragon a little bit, but it was a little bit cooler and a little bit better pick, at the time. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's fun. And so you just played games at that point, and then when did you start streaming?
I started streaming. It's been about 2 years now, I think. At the time, I was kind of a homebody, so I was trying to bring myself out and talk to more people.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. A lot of people don't get a chance to interact with more people than who's just directly in their path on a daily basis. I know that's kind of how I am and how I've been for, geez, about 20 years. You go through a phase of, okay, I wake up, I go to work, or I do my daily activities, my errands, and then I come home. And living in an area which I didn't grow up in, you don't know anyone, and you kind of just interact with maybe fellow coworkers, maybe mutual friends of friends, and even maybe sometimes not even friends, depending. So yeah, this is a great outlet for being able to communicate, conversate with people you normally would never imagine. Talking to people from Australia, New Zealand, Scotland, UK, Malaysia. It's just, it's nuts. I never imagined the people I would talk to and who I get to meet and their personalities.
There's a lot of amazing people that we can meet through this.
Yeah, I agree. And some terrible people too, chat. Let's not forget those terrible people. Let's give a round of applause for the terrible people, chat. Elf looks like a sweetheart. She is, Frankie. She's awesome, and she always has a great vibe on the stream. So I would highly recommend, guys, dropping a follow for Injuring. Just a great personality, great conversator, and then also a great Overwatch player. So let's not forget that. I love some Overwatch. I think you're one of the reasons that, and sometimes I come in and I have to lurk. but I like to watch when I can. And Overwatch is like a game where I can like watch someone and get a fix of it and not have to play it or download it. It's like, all right, what's going on with this season? They added a new hero. Let me go check it out. And I heard they just recently add a new one too, I think. I don't know if
2 days ago, they added a new one named Juno. It's just a lot like Lucio.
okay. And so it's a support or is it like a DPS or it's another
Yeah,
support?
support.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to get crazy because it's going to be as big as League of Legends when it comes to heroes and stuff. They're going to have like a ton of list of all these characters you can play. And I think that's even better when you start to have like all these diverse, strategies really because you can. Oh, what? I'm sorry. I thought you had something to say.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I just thought I was interrupting, so I apologize if I was. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything in chat. Ryan Almighty, welcome in again, my man. The terrible people, yo, Grasshopper Games. Don't throw yourself under the bus so easily quite yet. I'm here to make that determination, sir, on who is terrible and who is not. Like we're currently talking about yesterday. Yo, Ryan, we were talking about that yesterday, man. There's a lot of that out there. You got to be careful. It's definitely directed to you. Yeah, this is Frankie redirected to Zahabi. She looks like she plays Mercy. I don't know. You do play Mercy a little bit, right? But you play a lot of other classes.
Usually I started off with Diva, but I've been branching out more and I play Sombra a lot more now, which apparently a lot of people don't like Sombra.
Well, I know somebody who does like Sombra, and his name's Ryder29, and he's a mod in the community. And we did our show yesterday, and he's a big Overwatch player at times. He did a lot of comp and stuff, and he likes to play Sombra. He likes to bully people with Sombra, and I'm not good at Sombra. I tried it. I was like, I'm gonna be bully, and wasn't good at it. Zahabi thinks Sombra is hot. He said that. Frankie, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, I can understand. Yeah, that's so what's your favorite? You mentioned Diva, and that's what I've watched you play a lot of is Diva. I like Diva. I think she's a pretty good tank class. It was like one of the first ones that I played. I also play Reinhardt when I play. I haven't played him in forever either. So it's been a couple seasons. I'm not sure. I need to get better. I need to get good. That's the whole thing. What it boils down to is getting good. But yeah, Grand Zoo and Ahart, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. If you guys haven't met Injuring Elf, you're definitely missing out. Injuringelf7894. So if you're listening in on any of the podcast platforms or talk show platforms, highly recommend going over to Twitch. Our streaming platform that we stream off of here and checking out Injuring Elf. But yeah, no, I'm happy to have you here. It's been, like I said, let me actually see how long because I think you followed me around the same time I followed you. So let me check here in chat. Here we go. See what it says here. Yeah, wait, okay, it tells me when my channel was created. Okay, something went wrong while checking the followage. Yeah, my 6 years. Yeah, that's when I created my Twitch account to like watch other streamers. And I never started streaming until like 2 years ago, right? So go figure I'd have a Twitch account for 4 years. That's how long Frank does his intros for. Yo, Granzu, that's hilarious, bro. I'm just kidding. Frank's intros are good though, so I mean I can watch those for 6 years. It's all right. But yeah, I guess the followage didn't work. But let's just say I think it's been about close to the 2 year mark from when you started, because I know I had just started as well, and I went too many months into it. So it's awesome. No, it's exciting to see where like you've come from and where I'm at now and where, probably what each of us have probably gone through within that period of time of ups and downs. And so it's just awesome to see that, you're still at it, you're still having fun. And a lot of people along that journey still at it and some aren't still having fun. So let's give a shout out, guys, to everybody in chat who's having fun doing the streaming thing. I think that's what's most important when it comes to doing this, is having a good time with the games that you're playing or the people you're talking to. I think that's most important. Yo, Eagles chick, welcome in. Thank you with the good vibes. How are you doing today, Eagles? Hopefully good. But yeah, so what part of the world or nation are you from? If you don't mind, you don't have to get too specific.
I live in Canada.
Hey, we got a lot of Canadians here, and one who's probably sleeping. No, I'm just kidding. He's here, I think. No. But yeah, so you like it in Canada?
For the most part.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't like the cold, but other than that, and then just how the world is now.
Yeah, I think that's the real thing. And what did you say you don't like? You cut out a little bit.
The cold. I
Oh, the
hate the cold.
cold. Okay.
So living in Canada is fun.
Did you grow up in a warmer environment, or you just don't like it? You just grew up there, was born there, and you just don't like the temperature, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, I grew up in a warmer climate and then came to a colder climate. But the thing I like about the colder climate is, I mean, not right now because it's still like everything's green and it's that time of year here. But usually in the coming up months in fall and winter, everything just dies off. Where I'm from, it's still a warm enough climate to where everything doesn't die off, and then it just kind of grows again. And when I grew up with allergies, that was a big thing when moving up north. But then we have temperatures up here, and I'm sure you're aware that can get into huge negative degree temperatures where you can get frostbite in a matter of just a few minutes being outside. And then you have to worry about, being out there for too long. And then I've walked in it before, and my insides, like my core temperature, couldn't regulate, and my like intestines and liver and stomach were all like shaking and vibrating because they were so cold. And my muscles were spasming, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is too fucking cold." I was like, I don't think I could deal with this." But yeah, so yeah, I can imagine that. Frankie doesn't like the cold either. Hibernate, yeah. You like throw 8 blankets on top of you and then make a fort and live in it.
I need one of those heated blankets to take out with me.
Yeah, those are nice. I bet you they got some nicer ones nowadays. It seems like stuff like that, they come out with better technology, that maybe like a USB powered one or something. Who knows? But yeah, so what other games do you play when you get a chance to stream? I know we talked about Overwatch.
I play a lot of Overwatch, Dead by Daylight, Fortnite, Power World, and Apex. I did do Five Nights at Freddy's for a little while. I still need to do night 5 of that. I kind of have a schedule where I have them set up. So on Mondays is Overwatch, Wednesdays is Fortnite, and then Fridays I do Power World and Apex together. And then Sundays, okay, which I guess today will be my Dead by Daylight.
All right. Yeah. No, I think recently you were doing Power World. Is that right?
Yeah, that was on Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came by, and I think like towards the end, and I was then I caught some of your VOD and went back and saw that you were playing Power World, and I was like, oh yeah, I know a lot of people who played that game. It seems like a pretty good game. I don't know where it's at now. I watched it for a couple weeks when it first came out, but
I quite enjoy it. It's still in the making, so there are still a lot of glitches and errors and stuff, but that's expected with the game that they're still making. So aside from that, I enjoy it, so that's all that matters to me.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's all that's important. The game, that's why it's hard for me to ever, I have to watch it, and like, because there's some games that get like amazing reviews and everybody's having fun playing it, and then I watch it and I'm like, okay, I like watching it, but I don't think I'd like playing it. And then there's some games where I don't like watching it, but I'd rather play it. You know, it's so weird. And so, you know, my preference on things is really much different than normal. So it's hard for me to, without playing it or without watching it, have an opinion on something. So, but I think I would enjoy Power World and I like watching Power World. So I can't really bash it. And I used to not like watching Dead by Daylight until I actually uh, started learning about it. Like actually the what skills do and you know what each character and trying to learn because I never played it and I still don't play it. So trying to learn that game and watch other people and understand what's actually going on. I just looked at it as very simplistic at first. I was like, oh, they're just running away from the killer and the killer's got to get them and that's it. But then when I realized that there's strategies and certain ways that people are doing things, and I'm like, okay, well, it's a little bit cooler now. There's a strategy involved, so I like it. It's a fun game. It seems.
I quite enjoy it. I've just recently started playing as the killer. For the longest time, I was only playing as survivors.
How do you like him playing as the killer? Is it pretty fun?
It's enjoyable. A
What
lot of the
killers do you
people, if
play?
you, I've been playing as Legion, Ghostface, and the artist.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen the Legion. I don't know if I've seen the artist. If I have, I probably just didn't know that that's what the name was. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they
no. Which
pull
one's
the
your
names.
favorite?
I think artist is probably my favorite.
Okay. Is it are they pretty easy to play or are they hard or can they be pretty difficult?
It depends. They each killer has different ratings as to how hard they are. I'm still not very good with all of them. But the artist I find is the easiest so far. Kind of why I like her.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think I'm the easy type of guy. Don't throw me something that I gotta like, you know. So then that's how I feel with like Overwatch. There's some characters that I can play, and then there's some that I just can't get the rhythm of, and I'm like, all right, I can't do this. This is just not my play style, I guess, and I have to find something else or learn it. And I'm sure that's how like DBD is with killers. So yeah, so you mentioned you've been streaming for about 2 years now, I believe. How long did it take you to get to affiliate, or what kind of what have you learned along the way of getting to affiliate?
I think it took about 4 months for me. It wasn't too long, but it was decent.
Yeah, actually, I think it was about the same time that I actually hit close to affiliate too, because I remember coming into your stream when you had just hit affiliate, and I was like, "Oh, this is exciting," because there was you and I think like two others or three others that I knew, within that short period of time that I'd seen around and had been communicating with and watching streams and just seeing everybody hit affiliate. It's always so good to see because it's such a huge accomplishment for people, especially in this journey. It's like that first big step. And then once they hit affiliate, then they try to start working on their streams with adding like emotes and sub badges and just little things like that. So it's always, very exciting for me to see people go through that step. And I like to see the ones who actually are like super excited to add all kinds of things. There's some who just hit affiliate and they just happy that they're monetized or just like, yay, I can get subs and bits. And me, I'm like, yay, I can get sound alerts and I can do all these cool things on stream now that I wasn't able to do before. Uh, so that's why I
Want
like.
all that. My laptop doesn't support it yet, so I need to wait.
Oh yeah, well I could always recommend. There's no Scapular Bark at A Heart. They've been talking about like a mini computer. I know Bella just got a mini computer. So there's a couple ones that are out there that are a little bit better than some laptops. And if you're only using it for like say streaming, you could use the mini computer for your OBS or your display software. and then or streaming software, and then use a capture card to still play off, like say if you're using your Xbox or things like that, and then that'll use all the system resources for the gaming, the Xbox, and then you just capture card it over to the laptop or the you know, mini computer, and then that'll just do all the software for streaming. So you're not like boggling one machine by doing both, which is really nice. Because there's a lot of people who are like, well, I want to play off the machine and then don't want to stream. And I play off my computer and I stream off mine. And sometimes it's pretty rough. It puts a lot of strain on the CPU, on the graphics card, and stuff like that. So I think gaming off of a console is fine. I think it's actually good because a lot of the games are optimized to that console settings. So I recommend people doing that if they've got a console. The only reason I game off my PC is because I don't have a really good modern day console like a PS5 or a Xbox S or X or whatever they are.
That's fair.
I'm assuming you're using an Xbox then, or a PlayStation 5?
Yeah, I have an Xbox Series X, and I just stream through the Xbox to my laptop. My laptop is 10 years old.
Yeah.
Bought it for college, so.
Yeah, no, I think, and that was the same type of laptop like that I had and the wife had, was just a normal older Dell laptop that was just meant for like searching and college, like, doing online stuff, right? But when you try to do any programs or anything on it, it's like, all right, we're struggling here. We struggle with like Safari or web browsers and stuff on the old laptop. But yeah, no,
it's getting me back. What matters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I tell people. As long as it works for what you're using it for. I ended up getting a laptop that was broken. The screen was broke. I guess the screen went out somehow with wiring on the inside or a component. And the owner who worked with my wife thought it had broke entirely, like that the computer just died, because every time they power it up, they get a black screen. So they went out and bought a brand new computer. And they were like, well, we don't need this broken computer anymore. So here, you can have it. I came home, I powered it up. I was like, oh, the screen's out. So let me try to plug a monitor in and see if it still works. I plugged a monitor into it and it was working the whole time. So I had a pretty much brand new computer that I used for free for many, many months. But
works.
Yeah, exactly. So it worked and I got the job done and I was able to keep gaming and it was nice. So, do you have any hobbies that you do outside of streaming? Things that when you're like not gaming?
I like to read. I dabble in art. I haven't been doing it as much lately because of my daughter, so I've been really busy. I like to collect things.
Nice. You're a collector of sorts, huh? So you do art, you do collecting. So what are some of the things you like collecting?
I've collected guitar picks. I have a lot of crystals. I have a bunch of magic cards. Another thing, I play D&D.
Nerd alert. No, I'm just kidding, Chad. I've got magic cards that I played D&D, so I can say these things, okay, Chad? I can say these things. Because I'm also a nerd, so, but yeah. What's your favorite crystals? Like,
1 second.
all right, she's going to show us her crystals, Chad. Let's go.
I don't know where the one is. This one is my favorite. No, it's not on the camera. Where's the camera?
No.
Is it on the camera?
No, it's not. You got to go the other way. No, this. There we go. Now go forward. 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 Little bit more, and there we are. Okay, that's a cool one. I don't know what that is, but I like it.
I forget the name of it. I have a card where it's written down.
Up, over again. Nope, other way. Yep, there we go. That's a cool one too. I like quartz. Both of those kind of reminded me that they had some quartz in them or something, but they're cool.
And then I have a Muggle
Yo,
stone
Hanks
somewhere, but
Alien
I don't know
Tech,
where that
how's it going, my
is.
man? Good to
It's
see you. Welcome
I love
in.
Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry. Who doesn't like Harry Potter? You played Hogwarts, right? Yeah, I thought I saw you playing some Hogwarts. How did you
Yes,
enjoy
I'm a
that?
Huff. I loved it. It was very nice to be able to be in the magical world.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter. I thought it was great. I read the books. Took a while. It was over a course of many years, but then when the show started getting or movies started getting really big, I just bought all the books that were coming out of the newer films, and yeah, it was good. They did a good job on the books. They did a good job on the films. The universe is
Mhm.
great. I think that would be something I'd still always like to go to is the Universal Studios Harry Potter place. I know some people have talked about it. Have you got a chance to go to that?
I went there when they first built it, so it was all new, but they've added a lot in there since then. I bought Hermione's wand when I was there. I've also been to the actual Harry Potter studios in England because I have a family that lives
Oh
in England.
wow, that's awesome. Definitely super jealous now. But yeah, no, that's cool. I like that. See that's like stories. That's like once in a lifetime type of stuff. Like some people will never get that opportunity or ever have that experience. So it's really really awesome that you got a chance to do that.
I was very happy. I cried when I stepped in the building. So
Yeah, so that's fine. That's like emotional, right? Like that's a very emotional and overwhelming and wonderful experience to like have love for something like that you find very interesting and then be able to finally get to experience it and stuff. I think that's awesome. Uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, yo, Loki, how's it going, my man? Yo, I'm working on some stuff, but I got you tabbed up, bro. Hope you're having a great day. Yo, I appreciate that, Loki, and thank you for the tab, and I hope you're having a good Sunday as well. And Hank Aliens Tech, you're doing good. That's good, man. What's cracking? What's cracking is we got the wonderful Injuring Elf here on the show today. Jokerdad Spotlight, episode 145. Injuringelf7894. Thank you so much, Loki, for that dropping of the follow. She's a great streamer. Plays a lot of variety of games, so check her out. Show some love. But yeah, it says right here, level 27, proud Indigenous woman, Twitch affiliate, amateur artist, mother to the most amazing little girl. Howdy do. I'm Injuring Elf. I'm a tad shy at first, but being in this community has really helped crack my shell. Generally, I like to jam Apex, Power World, Fortnite, DBD, and Overwatch. I agree. It's awesome. It's a good combination of games. I can't lie. That's a good variety. So if you're like not in the mood of any of those, you can just jump over to the next one and as you get a different type of gameplay. Twitter, Throne, TikTok as well. So really cool there. You can catch her on those platforms. And then we've got your point leaderboard with your, I think that's like Streamlabs. And then we have,
that
uh,
stuff I don't think really works right now since my
oh, okay.
laptop isn't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
PC for the first part of my streaming, and life happened, so now I'm on my laptop. So a lot of the stuff I had set up, I can't use now.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Loki asks, the only question is builds or zero builds?
I usually play builds, but a lot of the people I play with don't play builds, so I've been playing a lot of zero build lately.
Yeah. See, that's kind of how it was with me. Yeah. See, Loki's like, let's go build mode. Yeah. Builds for the win. We found a new
Also,
recruit. Yeah. Exactly.
kind of off topic, but my cat's name is Loki.
There you go. There you go, chat. Cat's name's Loki. W cat. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I think builds is where it's at. I played a lot of builds, but I was never very great at builds. But then, like you said, zero builds came along, and now I feel like I'm a bigger contender in zero builds because I'm better at aiming than I am building. So we kind of stick with the zero builds as well. And a lot of people I know play zero builds. And the ones who play builds, like Loki and Jetty here, these guys are cracked. So I can't be having them make me look bad all the time. So yeah. I'm not great either. My secret captain is I find people like Loki to carry my ass. See, Jetty, that's what I need. You guys need to carry me more often then. Especially in ranked. I need you guys to carry me to like the max rank. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. So is mine. I have one named Sylvie too. Dude, what's up? We got 2 people with Loki cats in chat. Let's go. Loki cat chat. Sorry. All right. So what did I miss here? We got Pokemon Girl. How's it going? Good morning. A wonderful person like you. Yo, Injuring Elf is here. Another wonderful person like you as well, Pokemon Girl. Appreciate you being here, showing some love, stopping in. I hope you have a good day as well. But yeah, no, I think it's a good time to see if we can find some clips on your stream. We love to pull up some clips here at times. I know I can see your excitement now. You're like, oh no, not the clips, Jokerdad, please. But unfortunately, Injuring Elf, this is like that initiation part where you're part of the club, or we haze you. I'm just joking. I'm sure there's some good clips here. And if not, I apologize, chat, because we know how those clips can be sometimes where people just clip random things. And I'm guilty of that sometimes. Let's see here. What do we got? This is Dead by Daylight. Ooh, nice. Oh no, this is Five Nights at Freddy. Oh my god, part of the the Foxy.
It's Foxy, not the Foxy. There's only one Foxy in the whole family.
God damn it.
Yeah, my kid came by and was like, it's Foxy. Let's see here. Oh, this looks like some Apex.
I know you can do it. Little badass like that.
There we go, chat. I gave her a
yeah.
shout out in chat and
You're like really geeking ass. God damn. Come on. See, you never believe Elsie when she says, oh, I'm not good at Apex, and here she is, taking the lead. And taking some righteous
This is
fucking
ridiculous. I've never done this, okay?
you're like, this is ridiculous. I've never done this, okay? Dude, Apex is crazy.
Very sweaty.
Yeah, very.
I'm sad they took arenas out.
Oh, they took arenas out?
Yeah, they added something called mixtape, so it switches between team deathmatch, control, and gun run, which I don't mind gun run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jetty here in chat, he's a big Apex player. But yeah, let's see here. We got this Fortnite clip here. Oh, I missed this area. The good old Greasy Grove.
I got your picture, I'm coming with you. Dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle and I'm a pen.
Oh, nice. You were singing. I like it. Good old vibes.
I remember, I'm sorry.
This POI is a good throwback. I see. I like those areas like that because that was like surrounded by trees and you had to run out of the trees. I like areas like that. Now it's just like open and there's like, here's a boulder and here's like one little tree. And it's like, this sucks. Give me like a thick coverage map.
I used to love landing at Pleasant. That was my favorite place.
Yeah, but I loved all the POIs on these old seasons. Now it's like it's hard for me to find. Like I might find like 2 good POIs that I like, and that's about it. And the rest, I'm like, yeah, I don't like these too much. Even like the medieval, like when the hammers were around and you had the castles and the little towers and stuff. Like I love that too. Like I've just been telling people like this current couple seasons have not been the greatest compared to the older ones, but oh nice, Sombra, my homie. Let's check this one out.
I'm issued one time. Wow, you stupid little bitch, go.
Oh nice. Let's go.
I only call
The team
I'm
kill.
only gonna call T with that one. It's the enemy, not you.
You're bullying their whole team right now.
Enemy because you're annoying and they just like on your face like yeah.
Kudos for trying, Wade.
Wait.
Holy shit, I'm on a fucking roll. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Was on a roll. I had a 12-player kill streak.
Aw.
Yeah, you bullied them. Bully them. You said 10-player kill streak. Jeez.
I enjoy Sombra.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't blame you. She's really good. Like I couldn't believe it when I first played against her. I was like, man, this character is really hard to play against. And annoying. It's kind of like Tracer. It's like can't do much.
Yeah, Tracer annoys me.
Yeah, I've played against some good Tracers, and I wish I was as good at Tracer. I played her for a while. I was like, that was the main character I played when I played on my friend's console. So he'd pass me the controller and be like, here, play real quick while I do this, and I would just play Tracer, and that was the only one I was good with on console.
I always die right away if I try with Tracer.
Yeah, me too now. All right, let's see here. Got another Fortnite one here. Oh, nice. That was an awesome snipe. That person set you up for it too. They broke the wall for you. Ooh, nice. Another one.
Get fucked.
And another one. Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
Snipers are my favorite.
Yeah, me too. Have you used the heavy sniper over the last week or two?
Oh yeah. I'm very happy they brought it back, so.
Yeah, me too. I like it. I'm glad there's at least a sniper in the game. I've been running it, so I'll run that with a secondary, either like a shotgun or a submachine gun, and then I run the rocket gloves and the magneto gloves, and then some other item. I think whatever else, like a heal or. And if I don't have a heal, then I'll run like another weapon. But I pretty much try to snipe from a distance and then use the magneto gloves. And then if I get too close, then I'll use the others. But try to stay away.
That's fair. I usually use the pump shotgun, either an SMG or an AR, I don't care. And then I'll have the sniper and then some heals.
Nice. Yeah, no, so you like the pump shotgun, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people don't, but I like it.
Yeah, I definitely don't like the pump. I think in like build mode, the pump's great because people can pump and edit and it's got to me it's the slower reload. I like the gatekeeper because the gatekeeper's like close to a one shot, but it's also faster reload to fill. It might do a little bit less damage. But yeah, I like that golden gatekeeper over there at Grim off the boss. And some people like going and get that auto shotgun up at Classy, which is nice too.
If I don't get a pump, I usually go for the auto shotgun.
Yeah, the auto's pretty good. You come up behind someone or to the side of someone with that thing and you just hold the button down, it'll rip through them after a minute. Pump is a builds thing. Yeah, pump is a builds thing. Exactly, Jetty. That's how I assume it. Like people like to edit windows and edit, and I'm not good at that. I wish I was good at editing. You guys are the bosses of the editing. I watch you guys play. If I want to edit, even in zero builds, I want the pump. I guess, man. I hope. For me, I'm not a big pump guy in zero builds. You're ideally you're just going to use the shotgun once and then switch to a secondary that's going to shoot faster. I think you don't want to use, unless like again you're running a loadout with just one secondary, and then you're just going to want like the auto or something fast. Oh my goodness, my kid. They're good. They're getting ready to go to the pool.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we bought a season membership type thing for this year, so everybody in the family can kind of go when they want, which is nice. So we try to take advantage of it the most we can if the weather permits. It's been very rainy season this year, so we've been washed out of a lot of days that we would normally be able to get to go to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad they're utilizing it today. We went to the gym and played some basketball yesterday, and it's so fun because watching the kids grow, she was really a lot shorter and could barely make it to the rim and in the goal. Now she's sprouted and her legs have grown significantly. So she's like so much taller now that the shots are just so much easier. And she's like, oh, now she's excited to play and stuff because it's she's able to actually make the shots now. So.
Mm-hmm. Basketball is probably my favorite sport.
Yeah, me too. I've always liked basketball. I learned to, when I was one summer, me and a friend played all the time, and I learned how to spin the ball on my fingers and switch fingers, and took a bit, but we got there, and then learned a lot of trick shots, and so I can play basketball all right, but I'm not in the shape to play basketball. You throw me on and say, okay, Jokerdad, go play some full court basketball. I am not running up and down that court. I will play some half court basketball. And it's weird because half court basketball rules have seemed to change. Like I played with my son and he's all like, well, this is how you play. And I'm like, well, I don't play like this. I was like, this is how we played half court. They're like, well, that's how we play now as kids. And I'm like, okay. Like, all right, I guess I'll settle to your rules. But yeah, so we
have changed from when we were kids to when they're kids.
Yeah, it seems like every 10 years or so, I would say. Like 10 years, there's a big shift in just how things are done and what people like. I mean, it's we see it big in like music and clothing and stuff like that, like new fads that come in. New words, bussin' and drip and I don't know, all these words. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, kid?
Yep.
And I used to say, what's cracking? Right? Back in the day, you say, what's cracking? If I say that now, people are going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Not the bussy. Yeah, exactly. The glizzies. You guys hungry for some glizzies? Shit, we used to just call them hot dogs. Why are they called glizzies now? Like, I don't.
I've never even heard that.
You've never heard glizzies, bro? The glizzies? Yeah. She'd heard about the glizzies, chat. Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm having too much fun here. We're having fun, chat. This is what it's about. If you guys aren't having fun, you're doing it fucking wrong. Yes. Air horn to the glizzies. Glizzy started as another term for Glocks and quickly spread to hot dogs and sexual innuendos. It did.
I was going to say, I remember hearing it as Glocks, but I've never heard it referred to as hot dogs or sexual innuendos.
Yep. I heard it from my kid saying it one day, and I had to like kind of get on to him a little bit because it was also being used as sexual innuendos at the time. So I was like, I blame the kids for that. Yeah, exactly. See what I mean? Yeah. That's how I keep up with the modern times. I just hang around my younger children who are in public schools and see their brains deteriorate right in front of me. It is what it is, Chad.
out when my kid's in school. She's still got a year or two before that, so.
Yeah. We see, luckily, I mean, we live in a small town, and the schooling around here isn't terrible. It's actually still pretty okay. But we do. My cat, bro, you better quit, bro. He's whining because they went to the pool and left his ass here, and now he's all sad. So he's whining at the door. Ooh, like what? Like a cat's almost barking like a dog. You know, chill out, homie. You're all right. You'll be fed here in about 2 hours for your fourth time of the day. You'll be okay. But yeah. What is he doing? He's like jumping. I'm like so confused. I feel like he's gonna like attack me. But yeah, the terms, man, the terms that these kids use and that are in modern times, and you got to evolve. You got to move with the changes, you know, or you get left behind, I guess. But schooling, I think, will be good for you. You know, I know we did like a preschool. That here they have something like what they call Head Start or stuff like that, where it helps kids in preschool to kind of get the interaction before throwing into elementary. And I actually don't mind public schools too much. My problem is just teachers. You know, sometimes teachers aren't the greatest. I didn't have very great teachers, which caused me to have a lack of a good schooling experience. You know, I had prejudiced teachers. I had, you know, kind of probably drug addict teachers. And I had some really good teachers, those too, that were very great. And so it just, it's tough. It's all about the teachers and how they portray themselves to the children. And, you know, we had some teachers who were trying to push like personal agendas and personal beliefs upon the students in certain classes. And that's kind of crappy because like they're there to teach the curriculum of what the school wants them to teach. And then they have like their personal mindsets and beliefs on like politics and religion and stuff, and then they push that onto the kids, and it's like, wait a minute, you're not here to practice these things, you're here to teach the curriculum and what the school wants you to teach. And so we went through that. So we ended up, my youngest, we took her out of public schooling, and we do this homeschooling through the state, which actually provides the same type of curriculum, but she learns it from home, and they have like daily classes that she can attend, but they're not required. So if she knows the stuff, she doesn't have to attend the classes, which is really nice. And then as long as she gets the work turned in on a weekly basis and it's all there, they don't look too much into it. But if you need extra help, they'll sign up, you know, days and times that they can do private type tutoring or lessons with her to help her understand, because math's terrible. I don't know. Are you a math person? Are you good at math? No. Yeah, I'm terrible at math. Don't get me on math. I can do like basic math. I can go to the grocery store and buy some stuff and know what I'm calculating. I can do some times, but you get me into this later stuff, and yeah, trigonometry and calculus and even algebra and this and that. It's like, I don't know none of this. Decimal fractions, and guys, come on, man. It's been forever since I've done this stuff. And I don't use it in real life, so what do I need to know about it? So yeah, that I think that's the toughest part. So, you know, I would recommend that to people who are having issues with school stuff. But I think the only thing we do miss is the extracurricular activities like band and orchestra and you know, if my son, he's in school, he does like wrestling, and so it's those little things in the communication with other students. There's a lot of lack of that. Like they tried to do field trips, but there's like not so many kids who are doing homeschool, and the field trips are always like 2 hours away from our location in the state. So we could never attend those. And then when they did set them up, they would have to cancel because there would not be enough people signing up to go to the field trips. And so, yeah, there's a lot of stipulations, goods and bads of homeschooling and not homeschooling. So
when I was younger, I have dyslexia, and when I was in the schools, like the public school systems, it was horrible. And I
Yeah.
ended up switching to a private school when I was a bit older, and they got me up to where I needed to be, so everything was fine in the end. But
Yeah, it's sad because like there's a lot of kids who were in your situation at that time, right? Or, similar situations who just don't get the help or aren't able to switch schools or to go somewhere else, and it's tough because they get left behind, they either get held back, and it's really like not their fault or I mean, they did it to my oldest now. They I think third grade or so, they told us that if we didn't start medicating her, that they were going to hold her back. And that's sad. Like that was like, and I didn't agree on it. I told the mother at the time, we were separated, recently separated at that time, and was like, I don't want to medicate her. I think she's fine. I think it's a stage. I think she'll grow out of it. And unfortunately she has autism now. Like we found out they were diagnosing her at the time with ADHD, and giving her ADHD medicine, and then they diagnosed her later on with autism and switched to medication, which then skyrocketed her weight. She was a very athletic, skinnier child, and then she like just blew up in weight within a year after of the medication change, and has been a bigger girl since. So it's like, that sucks to see what medication does too, inside and outside the schooling. But hopefully if they did that direction, or maybe they gave you more personal help, whichever worked, I'm glad it worked in your favor.
the school actually was just okay. So I was going into grade 4 with the reading level of a kindergartner. The school was still going to pass me, and my parents weren't okay with that because I wouldn't have been able to advance in life. So they pulled me out and put me to a private school that would actually help.
Awesome. Yeah, no, see, and that's how it is. Like you didn't know no better at the time. You were at the reading level which you were presented, and the school, instead of taking the initiative, because obviously they don't have the teacher, the force, what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to say materials, but they're unable to provide you with what you need, right? So instead of making that acknowledgement and trying to adjust and giving you that extra attention to learn to read at that level, they just pass the buck on. They're just like, all right, well, congratulations, you graduated. Here's this next year's teacher's problem. And that's crappy because that happens to a lot of people. And I'm just happy they were able to, get you the help and get you up to that level so you could succeed in life and get to where you're at now. So kudos to them and kudos to you. But yeah, no, that's awesome. I like it. I think that's a good inspiration to others who might have children. Like, I mean, life's a big learning experience. The things and path that you've gone through will now help pave way for how you raise your kid. The things that you know now that you may have not have known or wouldn't have known, and you can apply that to the methods at which you teach your kids. And I think that's the wonderful part of learning and growing as an adult is, it took me many years of failure as a father before I kind of started to get the hang of it. And I still fail all the time, but at least I try to make better decisions after I fail, to kind of make the situation a little bit easier for all parties involved. But yeah, we like to ask some fun questions around here as well. If you were on death row, it was your final meal, what would you eat? What would be your meal of choice, and what would be your dessert? I'm a big dessert guy, so I got to squeeze that one in there. But your entree and dessert.
See, I was just going to say pie in general, but then you added dessert.
Oh, nice. Then I added, you're like pie. All the pie, every pie there ever was. Set it down in front of me before I go.
I love pie.
Pie is good. I mean, how can you not like pie? Pie is it's like cake but better because it's moister. It's got more flavor. Cake's kind of dry. I'm not a big cake guy. I'd rather have pie as well.
I'm not a big cake person either.
Yeah, we need to change it. We need to change it to birthday pie, not birthday cake. They've taken that phrase. Oh, what was that?
That's what I do every year. I get myself a birthday pie.
A birthday, yeah, exactly. A birthday pie. What's your top 3 pies? What would be your top 3?
Raspberry, apple, and strawberry rhubarb.
That's a pretty good choice. So raspberry is number 1, huh? You like a raspberry pie? Does a raspberry pie, does it have like, I'd imagine, I don't know how you would do it. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. But is there seeds in the raspberry pie?
Yes, there is.
Okay, so that would be probably my biggest throw off of a raspberry pie is the seeds. I was like, maybe if you filter it enough, you could get a seedless, but that would take tons more raspberries, I'd imagine, to get like a seedless raspberry pie. But I bet it is good. I used to, yeah. I love any type of fruit pie. Peach is probably one of my favorite. I love a good peach pie. Especially, I've had these like fried peach pies before, and those are good. It's like and you could probably make them. Do you have an air fryer?
I don't, but I plan on getting one soon.
Yeah, I recommend everybody in their world to get an air fryer. Just because like you don't have to use as much oil. You can just barely use any oil in it, if any at all. So I know some stuff don't want you to use oil. But I like to like say if you got some pie filling, some peach pie filling, or bought peaches that were say frozen that were in certain gels or juices, you could use those, and you just wrap them up in a croissant or make your own dough, however you want to do it, and you just throw it in like an air fryer, or some people deep fry them and lower it into a frying oil and fry it, and those are fried pies, and pretty good stuff. So it's like a pie, but it's like a hot pie right out of the oven. It's delicious. But yeah, so pies is where it's at. I love that answer. Well, if anybody in chat, I want to know if anybody's still out there. If you have a pie of your favorite, I'd love to know your guys' favorite pies. If not, then I'm out here. Yo, Wahoo. I appreciate that. How are you doing, my man? Happy Sunday. What's your favorite pie is cheesecake? Yeah.
Cheesecake is good. I wouldn't have considered it pie, though. Now I'm confused.
Yeah, exactly. They would call it cheese pie then. I think the name is an adaptation of it being a cake. I consider it kind of like a pie because it's in the shape of a pie usually. And a cream cheese is more in my sense a pie filling, but since it's thick and it's got like I don't know. I think cake tried to take it for themselves because they had nothing to work with, so they took the cheesecake with them instead of pieing cheese pie. My grandmother made a strawberry rhubarb pie that was amazing. Yeah, strawberry rhubarb is really good. I like that pie. I've had it a few times. That's your official favorite pie? Awesome. That's Injuring's third here, but still a good one. So do you have brothers, sisters, family members?
I'm technically an only child, but I have a stepbrother and 2 stepsisters.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. And do any of them game? Are they gamers or?
My stepbrother games. Not sure what. My stepsister is also a streamer as well, actually.
Oh, okay. I think I might have remembered or come across her at some point. I remember maybe we've had a discussion or in the past. Something just flashes in my brain. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I should have known this answer. But yeah. And so you just have the one little one, okay.
Yeah. She's my entire world. A handful, but I love her.
Yeah, at that age, definitely a handful. Everything. Like, mom, what's this? What, mom? Like get that out of your mouth. Like, or it probably wasn't too long ago. I'm sure she's probably doing better now with that, but no,
not really. We made her a fairy garden in the backyard, and we specifically bought flowers that were edible because she eats literally everything.
Yeah, see, that's good. No, I'm glad you because we had to do the same when it came to what was it? The cat. Where I was like, oh, if I get flowers, I have to Google to make sure the flowers are not toxic for the cat because the cat eats everything. And I'm like, bro, you can't just eat all these flowers every time I get them. But I have to do that. But yeah, so one of our fun questions is, do you have any biggest fears in life? Things that you're fearful of or that you don't like?
I mean, I have an irrational fear of zombies and fish.
Ooh, see, that's interesting. Because now I'm thinking about zombie fish. And if fish contacted the T virus and they grew into big zombie fish, that would be pretty cool. That'd be terrifying. Yeah. Just when you thought you would escape on a boat to an island, zombie fish start flapping up onto shore. And then you're like, no, not the zombie fish. And just when you thought you escaped all the real zombies. Aqua Dead Man. Yeah, exactly. There's actually one thing I liked about the Marvel universe is there's actually like a zombie Marvel spin on it, where like the Marvel characters and superheroes contacted a virus that came from off the planet through either by another superhero. I don't remember. Actually, it was created from Ant-Man in different dimensions. So Ant-Man shrunk down to micro dimensions and contacted it and then brought it back up, and then it spread to everybody else. And I thought that was a pretty cool take on it. And then oh, what?
I just said that is a cool take.
Yeah, I think they've got a small one. It's based off of a comic books. I think it's like Marvel Zombie something. I have to look it up, but there's like a couple comic books in the series, and I think it's pretty cool. And I think they have an episode on Disney Plus where it's like Marvel. I forget what it's called, but it's got like side stories, little small stories, and I think there's one like episode that's like 45 minutes long that has like Captain American and a few others where it's all zombie-ish, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's what I thought of when he said Aqua Dead Man. I thought of like Aquaman being dead, zombie coming up on shore or something. What if? That is right. See, Madrox, you got it. I just came across it one day. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. What if series? And then I started looking through it. And I'm like, I got to watch this one because I know what this is about.
It sounds interesting.
So zombies and fish. What don't you like about fish?
When I was little, I went camping and I went swimming, and there was like a netted off area where fish couldn't go. Somebody caught a catfish and threw it in the water where the swimming area was. And I was only like 7 years old, so I was little. I went under the water and I came back up with the fish on my head, and ever since then I've been terrified.
Oh my God, with the fish on your head?
Yeah.
So the whole fish decided, hey, you look tasty. Let me just right on top, huh? I mean that's a pretty solid. It don't get no more scarier than that. I can imagine you're just like swimming along, and the next thing you know, you have a whole body of a fish around your head. I'd probably be scared too.
It was something for sure.
Oh, man, rocks. I hate getting catfished. He said. He's like, oh, we're talking about real fish. Yeah.
It was a catfish too. That's the best part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you did get catfished, but not in the term. I didn't know for the longest because like I'm so old. Back in the day when people catfished people, we didn't have a term for that. Like we didn't have a word to call these people who like just lied about who they were on the internet and then showed up to something. Because I've dealt with that before, where you're like, wait a minute, you don't look like that picture of that person you showed me on the internet. And then you have to just like roll with it for a little bit. You're like, okay, well, I don't want to be the bad guy, but deuces. Yeah. So because I had a friend who actually was a victim of that, where this person was dating this person on the internet, obviously, and thought they were a certain person, and they changed one day. They were talking, and this was before like these things were big now, but they had a voice changer, and they changed their voice and went back to what they normally sounded like. And I was like, they did that on a call that I was a part of, and I knew this person for like 2 years on the internet. And then all of a sudden their voice changed and showed that they were, a different person, a different gender. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, what a mind fuck this has got to be to somebody who's believed this person was this way and thought they were being genuine, and all of a sudden switch it up on you at a drop of a dime. And there's actually a streamer that I know out there who's like that. That had been in the community of people I was involved with, and were portraying that they were a certain person, and then made an announcement to a few people privately that they were not this person, and that they had been using a voice changer also as a streamer. And I thought, that's a pretty big shot at your community, who's been built up upon thinking you're this specific person that you're portraying yourself to be, and then you're actually not that person. Is kind of a crappy, but they don't. I haven't seen them stream. I've just caught them as a chatter in certain streamers over the last couple months, and they disappeared for a while too. So hopefully, whatever is going on, they get resolved and find some comfort. And I think it's cool too. I think, coming straight out of the gate and letting people know, like, this is a character, right? Like, I'm portraying a character, and this isn't really me, so people know. But when you come off as it being like, okay, this is you, and you're this person, this is your voice, is one thing too. I'd be kind of shocked if people didn't know I was a clown. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so if I told you this question earlier, but if you were a superhero, what would your superpowers be?
I'd want to be able to understand animals.
Talk to fish. Why did you jump on my head that day, fish? I want to know your ancestors' thoughts. I'm just kidding, but yeah, no, that I think that's a pretty cool one. I think that's what my kid would choose, to talk to animals, because like all these different, and that kind of does suck, doesn't it, in life? I feel like that is kind of shitty. Like, we got the shit end of the straw on that one. Like, we got all this beauty in nature and the world, but I don't fucking understand what that squirrel's thinking over there, or what it's saying when it's talking to the other squirrel. I should be able to understand that. I think the barrier of communication in a world so great as this. But I guess that kind of makes it unique as well, right? Like, it's all unique in itself that we can only communicate to each other species-wise. But we find ways. Like, my cat finds ways of letting me know when he's affectionate, or when he wants me to leave him the fuck alone, or when he's hungry. Like, he still manages to let me know through some sort of communication, even through that barrier. And I think that's very cool. What is your favorite wildlife animals, or animals in sense?
Llamas and foxes.
Llamas and foxes. That's a pretty big variety jump there. Llamas and then foxes. Maybe like a fox llama, like a fox with a long llama looking face. I don't know. That'd be weird, but I feel like you're gonna make something on Pow World that has something like that. A Lamox, yeah, Lamox, yeah. I can find someone who could draw something up like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm here on the internet. We can get it. We can make it happen. We can make it work, chat. We can make it work. I've worked with a lot less before. But yeah, no, I'm having a blast, guys. If you had Wahoo, Mad Rocks, if you guys haven't dropped Injuring Elf a follow, please do. W streamer here on the show. She plays a lot of games: Apex, DBD, Fortnite, Overwatch 2, Pow World, as we just mentioned. So a lot of cool games. I always love vibing with Injuring when I get an opportunity. But yeah, no. So do you have any nicknames that you were given growing up as a child, or nicknames in the gaming world?
A lot of people call me Mega.
Mega?
Yeah,
I like
my
it.
name's Megan.
Megan. Oh, I should have. You kind of, I have a niece who's named Megan. I know a few other Megans. You kind of came off as a Megan. I don't know why, but it's a good name that sticks to you. A lot of people probably would never guess my name either. But maybe they would. I feel like I'm one of those people where once they hear my name, they'd be like, okay, yeah, you're one of those people too. Dwight's your name, Wahoo? Nice. I'll spill my name. My name's Brandon. I'll say my name. This is like probably one of the first. I may have said it before on older episodes, but it's the first here. Easy clap. No, I was guessing your name, Dwight. Oh, Dwight's not my name. I'm definitely not a Dwight, but yeah, we'll go with it. My name isn't Dwight. Oh, I thought your name was Dwight. See, now I feel bad. What's your name, Wahoo? Tell me it. I can't let you slip out of this. When your name's Wahoo, I fucking can't stand you, Wahoo. No, what a terrible name that is. Whoever, was it your mother? Was it your father who named you that? Dwight, I mean Wahoo. God, who are you anymore? I don't even know you. But I changed it. Yeah, Himothy. Yeah, my parents named me Himothy. Yeah. No, not Himothy. Do you have any pets in the home? Cats, dogs? She's gonna grab it. Let me just grab it here by its head. Oh, it's a kitty.
It's laying at my feet, so.
Oh, look at the chonkers. Oh, chin rubs too. Oh.
Snooky.
She's like, leave me alone. I've had enough.
Hey, you can go. I'm sorry. He was asleep, so I disturbed him.
Yeah, it's fine. Those fucking things sleep all the time. That's all they do is sleep. What are you talking about? 18 hours a day, the things sleep. Time for you to wake up, Bench, for my amusement. Dance for the camera. You know? Yeah, cats are disturbed already. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're like, that's why I feel like different religions and different backgrounds, some worship, the Egyptians, they worship cats. And I think they're the closest link that we have to the other world, really, or have some type of connection to the other world. And that's why they, some would even get buried with their cats, or would have later on have their cats, reburied with them. And I've seen it too when, unfortunately, when like people pass away. We had a family member who passed away, and the cats, during the time at which they were passing away, the cats wouldn't leave them alone. The cats wanted to like jump on top of them and lay on them. And I felt like it was like a form of a passage of a right to travel. Like the cats were making it a safe haven and a safe way of the individual to pass to the other dimension or to the other world or wherever we go once we leave this planet, if there is a place. I'm not a very big religious spiritual person, but whatever is happening, cats are definitely involved in it. Eating them finally. We're just planning on eating. Exactly. It's like, yay, finally. It's my time to shine. Thank you, Wahoo, for ruining the moment. What would I ever done without you? I don't know, but thank you. I appreciate you being here. Sorry. No, that was, but no. Yeah. Or that other thing you were saying. Yeah, exactly. Spiritual stuff. Yeah, whatever. The cat's just not hungry. It's not like it's not like I didn't fed him 8 other times throughout the day. He's still just waiting for his next meal off my corpse. But they will do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. A dog and a cat will do that. Don't die near them, chat. Don't die near them, because they will not. At the time you die, they are no longer your best friend. They are your arch enemy. No. So, but yeah. So just the cat. That's what we're working with. The kitty.
Just have a cat right now.
That's good. That's all you need. That's what I tell people. That's all you need. One cat's fine. They'll suck up all your extra time, and they're cute though. I love cats.
He's more like a dog, anyways. So
he's more like a dog. Yeah.
I can't leave him alone, or he'll eat all of his food right then and there.
Oh, they will do that. I've had mine like dig and claw through their treat bags and stuff. Like I'll wake up and the treat bag will be just ripped open, treats all over the floor, and he'll just be looking up at me like, meow. I'm like, I see what you did. He's like, meow. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see. Tell me about it. You
Does your
know?
cat drool? Because he drools.
He drools, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if my cat. No, I don't think he does drool. He smiles. Like if I give him chin rubs or I talk to him, sometimes his mouth will like go up like a little smile, and I'm like, "What are you smiling for? Like he's smiling," and he enjoys it. That's how I know he's happy. But there's times where his like eyes will get all big and bloodshot, like he just did an 8-ball, and then he like starts getting the zoomies and then he don't want to be messed with. I think he gets a chemical reaction happens during the time in his body, and he just goes hyper. But yeah. So if you could travel anywhere in the world, what would be your destination? Where would you go?
I always wanted to go to Dublin.
Dublin. That's Germany, right?
That's Ireland.
Oh, it's in Ireland. Okay. Yeah,
I'll go to Australia, but there's too many things that can hurt me. So.
Yeah, fuck Australia. I got some friends over there, and fuck them too. No, I'm just kidding. They're crazy. They're crazy. No, I love Australia. I think it'd be a cool place to go. But yeah, I think if I did, I'd be wearing blue jeans all the time. I would not be. I would probably be scared to go sit on a toilet. I'd probably like hover over the toilet when I go poo. Maybe just try to fling it. Yeah, Australia is a hellscape, not meant for people to live. That's why the Brits used it as a prison. Yeah, you're fucking right on, Wire. I agree. I think that's Ireland would be cool though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some people don't even believe that Australia is real. No, I'm just kidding. They're like, it's not even real. That place can't exist. It's just so terrible.
I've heard people say that about Canada.
Yeah. I heard people say that, yeah. Canada's just a small little attachment to the Americas here.
One of my friends says that it's America Light.
America Light? Yeah, it's not too far from it. I'm a big conspiracy theorist, like a lot of people would say. If they knew how I felt about a lot of things, but I think I always tell people they don't really care about the states here, United States. They don't care about Mexico or Canada. They don't care about the borders really, because the fact of it is I believe that our financial currency, the U.S. dollar, which dictates the cost of a lot of other currencies. And a lot of people convert over to the dollar for international trade and stuff. If that were to fail or collapse, it would affect everybody right across the whole globe. And that's why they keep our dollar propped up so high and keep it with, authority and power. But if that were to shift to say like Chinese currency or something like that, or some other foreign nation's currency, and they would be the true power, it would affect Canada and Mexico as well, and they don't care about the borders because there's a big conspiracy theories of these three nations joining one lump sum, which would be called the Great. I think it's like Great North American Pacific Union, or some type of union would be established. They've talked about it for years in politics and stuff, but. That would be the case where we would all be like one giant nation and be a third world country, which is where I feel we're heading. China. Yeah. Wahoo, China. Yeah, I know. But, hopefully the best. I worry about that type of stuff just because, your kid's sake, right? You got a 3-year-old on the world and in the planet that's going to have to live with whatever happens for the next 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. And that's tough because I see the last 30 years and what's progressed in just a short period of time of 30 years. And I can't imagine another 30 years where we'll be at. And I hope it's in a much better state because I have faith in the current generation. I really do. There's a lot of great minds, and I always thought about it too, but they're just undiscovered and untapped greatness. So we need a lot more discoverability, and I think the only way that's going to happen is through like education and an influence of others. And I don't know. The internet's a great thing, but it's also a terrible thing. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. There's a lot of opportunity on the internet, but then there's a lot of like withering away and wasting away on this space too. So. But no, so what did you? I didn't really even talk about your weekend before we get into other questions and things like that. What did you do this weekend? Did you have a good weekend so far?
I didn't have the kiddo, so I just gamed yesterday.
Nice, that's good. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love a good break day where you can just game and relax and have some you time without like having to worry about like what's for lunch and got to get the kids outfit ready and make sure she's washed for the day. And like I went through all that for years, where when you're definitely dealing with like a toddler, an infant, or a younger kid, you always have to like do everything. Now my kids are like, washing, bathing, dressing themselves all the time. So now I'm like, what am I gonna do with my time? And that's why we started streaming. So that's kind of like where we got when we had extra free time.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any, well, actually here, I'll ask you a couple streaming related questions as well. We went over some of your favorite games to stream. We went over what equipment and software you're using. We already did that with your Xbox and then an older laptop. How do you handle negative comments or trolls that come into your chat? Have you had a lot of that really? Or I don't think I've been there to witness any of it, but
I don't get a lot of it. What does happen, I don't usually get people in my chats, but I've had people invite me to Xbox parties and send me messages all over and over and over and over again to where I had to block them while I was live. And a lot of the messages were usually very inappropriate.
yeah. So you get it in the game you're playing from people.
Yeah, or they'll send it directly to my Xbox. They'll find my name and go to my Xbox account.
Oh, so even more creepier. They go to the home base.
Screenshot my stream and then sent me a photo of the screenshot, and I can't remember what they said, but
oh, that's weird. Like, I took a screenshot of your stream and I know where you digitally live. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird, but it hasn't happened in a while, thankfully.
Yeah, there's always, that's the bad part is, unfortunately, especially I tell people this whole Joker persona, sometimes it attracts the weirdos. I'm not going to lie. I get some of the deranged people are like, ha ha, he's a clown and he's like me. And I'm like, no, I'm not like you. I was like, you're fucking nuts. I was like, I'm just a clown. But, so I have to watch those people because they like, next thing you know, they're making blood packs and I'm like, whoa, what's going on, chat? What's this guy doing? I sent you my hair. I hope you like it. No, I don't like it. Okay. So you got to watch out for those people there injuring. I promise you. They're out there and they're watching our streams now as we talk. So do you have any rituals or routines that you go through before setting up your stream or going live? Do you have like a thing, process you do?
I just get ready. I usually am nervous before I go on, so I just try to talk myself out of it.
You just try not to talk yourself out of it? Is that what you said?
I try to talk myself out of like the nervousness.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, no, don't stream Injuring. No, I've got to stream. My fans are waiting. No, don't stream Injuring. It's like, wait, let's go at the madness. No, that's good. I'm sure you probably had to do that again today. You're like, all right, you got this. It's just Jokerdad. He's a cool guy. So we'll do fine. You're going to do fine, Injuring, okay? And you're like, yeah, I'll do great. So yeah, no, that's awesome. I still get nervous doing these all the time, but once we get going and the rhythm of the routine of the show and the vibe, it becomes a lot better. But yeah, are you streaming again tonight? Or will you be streaming this evening?
I will be streaming tonight at 9, and I'll be not Eastern Standard Time. I forgot about that for a second.
Okay, 9
But,
EST.
yeah, and it'll be Dead by Daylight tonight.
Nice. That'll be fun to watch. Yeah, guys. So if you're looking to hang out with Injuring, watch some DBD tonight at 9 EST, which I believe is like 8 my time, 8 CST. So really cool. So so you must live like right above like New York and stuff like that over there, right? Or is that kind of like the direction? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Close to it.
Close to it. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
A couple hours away from the border. Well, that border.
Yeah, I think that's like the area at which Zahabi, I think, don't Zahabi, if you're still here in chat, you might be, might not be, but if you are, I think that's the area which he kind of lives off over there. Because I think I looked and was like, oh man, he's several hours away from me because I'm here in Minnesota and Canada's right above us, but you guys are way over there. And then I've got other friends who are way over on the other side of Canada. And then we've got some who are above, but it's a huge ass country. Like I didn't realize Canada's pretty massive too.
My tribe is White Earth Nation, Minnesota.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. So you're Native American to the Minnesota area, but live in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that's pretty cool. Yeah, my wife, Joker Mom, she's Native American, but she's from. They were originally from like the Dakota area, but then they had migrated down to Oklahoma when the United States government did the migration of all the Native Americans into the reservations and stuff. So like there's a lot of history there. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm not a big fan of history, but yeah. But yo, Mad Rocks. Oh, have I ever seen what?
I've never seen that emote before.
Oh, the Timmys. Yeah, Tim Hortons emote. Yeah, that's funny. I haven't seen it either. Yeah, see, I always wondered about Tim Hortons. As a hobby talks about it. Mad Rocks is Canadian as well. I think you're in the same area, aren't you, Mad Rocks? As a hobby, because I think you guys work, or maybe you're separated by a good distance. But history is cool. What happens when you have a bunch of 18, 20-year-olds building a country? Yeah. But I mean, same thing can say with a bunch of older people too building the country. It's like you get stuck in. I feel like there's it's like, well, you've been in charge for the last 20 years in office in your position, and what have you really established or changed? Not much. Well, you're kind of wasting the fucking position too, and we need innovative minds to do stuff, but I think there's too young and too old. And I think changing it out more frequently is good. But then at the same time, it can be bad because then you're not giving enough time for change, right? And things don't change overnight. So say if it was like a yearly thing, or even every 2 years, would what someone did last term or the term before just now be going into effect and making change? So that's why it gets me when like people say, oh, this is Biden's fault, right? I mean, given I don't want to get involved in politics. I don't like talking about politics. I don't endorse nor support either side of politics. I don't like to do it. But newsflash, not everything that's happening now is Biden's fault. This could be things that have happened years ago that are just now playing out economically right now because they were put into terms then. So there's probably stuff that Obama did or Trump did or previous presidents that are just now trickling, and the effects that we're seeing are just now from them then. And I think that's what people fail to realize. They like to just blame the person who's in front of them at the time. because you're the face of the disaster, right? Like you're the one in charge or in the front of the camera at this time. So people like to blame that on them, but yeah. But it is what it is. We do our best, and we're filled with a country full of shit shows, but it is what it is. We can only work with what we got.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you mentioned you just try not to talk yourself out of it, or you hype yourself up, which is good as well. I think calming your nerves when you prepare your stream is very key. You want to feel comfortable going into the stream. You don't want that to like be all worrisome on your shoulders, but also worrisome on your chat or your community who's there to see you. They're wondering what's wrong or why you're not your old self. But yeah. And have you hit or ever been having like streaming fatigue or burnout when it comes to streaming?
I did when I first started, because I would stream for like 3 hours a day when I was still non-affiliate. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting any progress. And it was just getting me in a really bad place at the time. But a lot of people go into streaming with the mindset of, oh, I'm going to be this big person, I'm going to make a lot of money. That's not the mindset you should have.
No, for sure. But I think that I like to tell people that that's almost natural because of the fact of how we perceive content creators and streamers, right? And I'm a realist, is what I call myself. I don't know if I'm specifically using the correct terminology for it, but I look at things for face value of what they are, and I try not to sugarcoat it or convince myself otherwise. Because, so at first I was like, oh, okay, well, there might be an opportunity at becoming a big streamer and the chances, and how cool would that be? But then there is a quick realization that is not the case, that a majority of people, including myself, will never make it to some huge level. But then there's other people who will say, well, don't have that mindset, because you can do it. And I'm with them on that. I think you can do it. I believe in you yourself as well, that you can do it. It's just finding the rhythm, the routine, the people who are willing to back and support you is the biggest, hardest part. Is you have to have a solid team of people. And I've come to realize this over the last year, that finding that team of people who have as much passion and desire to achieve that is very far in between. At the end of the day, a lot of people, not only in the world we live in, who have to work steadily to provide an income, they don't have the time to do what is required in order to achieve in this type of environment, in this type of workspace. There's work involved in streaming, whether we like it or not. There's preparation, there's scheduling, like just with what we had to do to get you on the show. There's like I said, preparation of events and conspiring with other people, discussions and engaging and networking and video editing and graphics design, if you do that type of stuff. So there's just a lot of work involved in it. And at the end of the day, I see that a majority of people, not everybody, but a majority of people want the easier way out. They want the easier way of doing things. And sometimes the easier way isn't as successful or appreciative as, taking the harder route. And sometimes people take the easy way and they're achieved and they're successful with that. And other ways they're not, so it's tough finding those people who are wanting to put in the effort. Because I've dealt with that. We had someone who, even said that they could no longer get anything out of the community at which I built. And wanted to separate because of that. Or, I'm sure there was other things going on that had them separate, but they pretty much, in someone's stream, when asked why they left, they said there was nothing left for them to achieve or get out of the community. And that's how they looked at it. They looked at what could I take, but not what could I bring to the table. And that's what I've always tried to teach people is, you have to bring something to the table to get what you want out of what you're trying to achieve. If you're just coming into something with the mindset of just take, once you've taken what you can get, there's nothing else there for you. you're just going to jump to the next thing and take till there's nothing else there for you. And how long is that sustainable? That's probably not going to work too well for you for the longest time. The Mad Rock said this is... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was just gonna say the way I try to look at it is it's for fun. And if you're not having fun, then don't do it.
Yeah, no, for sure. 100%. And that's why I've mentioned it, dozens of times throughout even this stream. It's all about the fun. It's about having fun. If I wasn't having fun doing these interviews and talking to these wonderful streamers like yourself, like I'm very excited that I had you on today, like that we're able to finally sit down throughout all this, 2 years now, close to, that I've known you on here since you started streaming, and here we are. And this is a great experience. We had Desiree, who was on recently. I've known her for quite some time as well. Really great streamer. And both of you are totally different styles of streaming. And I think that's unique, and I think that's great, and I think that's what people look for. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Desiree. I'm a fan of Injuringelf yourself. So these are the communities that you're building, and we may not see it directly, but I'm part of your community. You're part of my community. Even though, there's times where we may not be directly involved. We may not be as active in each other's streams or as much as we would want, same things like that. But just knowing at the end of the day that I support what you're doing in content creation, what you're doing as a streamer, and then I've got your back, I think that goes a long way for a lot of people. And I forget about that sometimes because I don't see these people directly on a daily basis, right? So I don't see this person for a month or 2 months. And then I don't start seeing people for a month or 2 months, or say my average of viewership starts going down, because I've had ups and downs throughout these 2 years where, like, there was a time I was pushing 40 viewers a stream to now where it struggles to hit 2-digit numbers some days, right? And I think that for some, that gets very discouraging for many people. They're like, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't people tuning in like they used to tune in? But then you start seeing some of those people tuning into other people, and you're like, well, they're watching these people now, but they're not watching me anymore. What's going on? And I think that, again, natural feeling of wondering why. But don't let those things dictate or dwell on you or tear you down as a content creator, because you'll eventually find the people that you vibe with. And that's how I feel about having the people that I've had on the show, is I vibe with all these people who've come on the show. And that's why I try to give them the platform, or either reach out to them or accept their invitations on coming on, because there's been a few people where I don't align with them. And I'm like, sorry, you're not what I'm looking for to come on the show, or, we're moving in other directions and things like that. I try to be nice about it. Than saying that, yeah, I just don't vibe with the content you're creating. There was someone who I got recommended recently where they're like, I'm all about vulgar. We're 18 plus here. We can say and talk about whatever. But I had to not invite them because of the fact that they're way too vulgar. They may obsessively drink or obsessively smoke or promote somewhat hate speech in certain situations, like pushing that line to where my involvement with them may even get me canceled. And then it's like, wait a minute, I can't risk that for the stream and for their content. So I have to watch what I do and what I say and stuff like that. Yo, Obscure Menace, how's it going, my man? Welcome in. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Appreciate you being here. Obscure, man. If you don't know about Injuringelf, you're missing out. W streamer here. I'd highly recommend dropping her a follow. She's always out there playing some wonderful games. If you didn't know, she plays Apex, Power World, Fortnite, DBD, Overwatch. A lot of great games there. So if you're interested in ever watching other streamers play those type of games, highly recommend checking her out. And that goes to everybody else here in chat. If you haven't got a chance to drop her a follow, or you've been swinging through in and out of the stream, highly appreciate it. But yeah, so another streaming question has been, how do you deal with technical issues while you're live? Is there like a certain thing you tell yourself or a certain method you use where if you start having tech issues while you're streaming that you do?
I just try to make sure that I stay calm because I tend to get overwhelmed. So I try to stay calm and just figure a lot of the issues that I have is with my webcam. So a lot of the time my webcam will just start glitching and then shut off. But it's a decently easy fix. I just have to unplug it and plug it back in usually. But my anxiety will start to be like, oh no, what if something else is wrong?
Oh yeah, I mean that's anxiety for you right there. You're like, oh, something's happening. Well, what happens if everything else starts happening? Or what's happening that I don't know that's happening? Yeah, that's the mind plays that we do. I'm a bad person when it comes to anxiety as well, so I can relate. I think, like you said it perfectly. Try to stay calm. Like I just have to make sure that's the first thing. Because I start getting pissy and people know right away. I'm like, this son of a bitch fucking computer system shit. Why is it fucking pissing me off? And then, because I'm like, okay, Jokerdad, you got this. Just breathe. Because then other people want to Joker mom. She's like, yeah, what can I do? I'm like, leave me the fuck alone is what you can do. I don't need your help. How dare you ask me? What can you do? Nothing. Nothing, okay? But we do our best. And I appreciate her for her effort in trying to make things better. But it's just that's anxiety, right? Like you just never, and it sucks. Like we have to do our best that we can to make sure we stay calm and stay, level-minded and stay focused on the task, on fixing it, or just tell everybody, hey, I can't fix this right now. You're just gonna have to deal with it broken, and we'll fix it later. But let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So did you grow up in Canada? You mentioned being native, and so no involvement with the States, no Minnesota. You were already born in Canada.
Yeah, my great grandma was brought over when she was little, so.
Oh, okay. Answered right away. Let's go. Yeah, obscure. Yeah, we were just talking about that going through that. My wife's native. She's native. We were going a little through history recap earlier on things, but I believe you're native. I know Heavy Hustle's native, so it kind of runs in the blood and family through a lot of us here in the community. And there's a lot of other native streamers that I talk with and hang out with, and that's good because this is it's a way for people to express themselves, their culture, their beliefs, their lifestyle. It makes them unique to themselves as streamers. So it's awesome, man. I think it's a great opportunity to that Twitch, gives us this outlet to be able to express ourselves. And compared, I know a lot of people complain about Kick in the Wild West, and I enjoy Kick to a point, but I just wish that it was a better platform in general for streamers, or more well established and wasn't backed by a gambling company. But I think having less limitations and more freedom of speech, should I say, is good. I think it's nice, and if people want that type of content, there should be a place for it. So I don't mind Kick, and plus they give people more revenue too of the donations and things.
I've never actually really looked into Kick.
Yeah, I mean, you're not missing out too much. I tell people, Twitch is still ahead of the game when it comes to establishment and the brand and comfortability of people. Like Twitch is going to be there for a while, I believe, unless Twitch does something themselves that drives them out. I mean, there has been with only streaming for 2 years, I could say my first year streaming was my better year. This year has been pretty but I don't know if that's necessarily, I think it's a lot of outside influence. It's economic influence, it's Twitch influence, maybe it's my content influence, maybe it's, discoverability, because I met a lot of people last year, a lot of people. This year, I think I've met half of the amount of people. So I'm not meeting new people, and I think the people who vibe with me, who enjoy, some of them still come around, some still hang out, but I've lost half of the community that I once had, or they have gone elsewhere, they stopped streaming. So having a community built upon streamers and other content creators, when life gets hard, they stop streaming. So obviously they're not going to be around anymore because life's tough and they're having to take another job or do extra things, or maybe they have a newborn kid, right? Like your case, you got a 3-year-old. Like, you know, I mean, you're pretty blessed to still have any time to even stream yourself. So let alone watch other streamers. So I know when I see you in chat, I'm very excited when I see all you guys. I know Obscure is a very busy person, you know, K9's a pretty busy person, you know, working with the military. So when I know these people have family and friends and involvement and other arrangements, and they take the 5-10 minutes once a month or every couple weeks to pull through to my stream just to say hi, check in on me, that means a lot to me, guys. So I really appreciate you, Obscure, stopping in today and hanging out with us. And top 5 favorite music genres. I like that. What's your top 5 music genres, or even songs too, if there's, maybe you only have like a top 3 genre, but what's your favorite genres?
Alternative. I've always really liked stuff like All Time Low, Falling in Reverse. I listen to literally everything though, so I like to say I'm polyamorous.
Is that a word? Did you just say a word? I want to know. Is that a real word, Chad? I need that. Can we get a Google search here? What is that word? Poly what?
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous. I love it. I'm sure that's got to be an Urban Dictionary. It's got to be.
Probably.
I like it. It's a good word. I like it. We'll take it. If it's not a word, it is now.
Yeah, I listen to literally everything except for maybe opera.
No opera, huh? I know all the opera lovers in chat are like, boo! Opera's the greatest. A heart, 10 out of 10. Yo, afternoon, everyone. Door dashing, but I'm tuned in. Yo, Amazon Artemis. Another great guest on the Jokerdad Spotlight recently. Awesome to have you here, Amazon. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. W stream on Thursday. Got some W raids. I was there for it all. Love it, love it. Is DoorDash still lucrative? What's lucrative mean? I forget what that word means sometimes. Is that like opera?
Opera is good on metal, but that's like the only time.
Yeah, opera goes hard on metal samples. Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, anytime. Safe travels out there while you DoorDash. You know, some crazy ass drivers out there. Got to be safe. I'm in Cali, so hell yes. Yeah, I'm sure. I bet in Cali, like people are even here, man. Bro, I work at a convenience store and they do DoorDash and they do mobile order pickup. I'm sorry, guys, but that's the laziest fucking shit I've ever seen. Save $2 and get your asses out of your fucking vehicle. Walk in and get your 400-calorie cheeseburger, okay? That's all I gotta say. Like, use them fucking Lamborghinis on your feet and get your own shit because I'm fucking tired of making it, okay? I'm tired of making it for your lazy asses, okay? But no, I agree. It gives Amazon Artemis some extra free money, some spending money. So wherever there's a supply, there's a demand, and Amazon's providing the supply of her time and effort to getting you your demand of your goods. Have to conserve my calories though. Exactly. Hell yeah. Get the bag. Had to stop where, hold on. Got to read this here. Stop where I am at. I used to do it full time. Now I'm being extra lazy and making that food be delivered home. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I have a friend who's like that, and I see his name pop up on our mobile ordering all the time, and I'm like, bro, just get out of the car and come in and get your food. But I understand. Like, I tell people, it's the same thing though, I guess, because I tell people to just call our place and order the food ahead of time and then pick it up, you know. But they do the mobile order pickup, which is through the app, which is doing the same thing, which I think is all right. But my problem with like DoorDash and those food hub grub things is they not only are not paying the employee, very well, right? Like the driver, the door dasher, they're not paying them very well as like a base wage. So they're being relied upon tips and stuff. But then the company itself, who's already getting a delivery fee, who's already getting a service fee, marks up the price of the store at which the ordering's coming through. So, you know, your double cheeseburger is normally $2.99, but when you order it through DoorDash, it's $3.99. So you're getting a markup on the product price as well as paying a delivery fee, a tip, a service fee. So you're just getting muscled, man. You're getting muscled to be lazy so bad. So like I'm totally for better wages when it comes to the door dasher, but and for the customer, you know, it's hard. So the only person who's benefiting from this is not the customer really, and it's not the employee, it's just the company. The company's just muscling everybody, chat. They're muscling everybody. But yeah. Back in my day, the internet came in the mail. Bro, don't hit me like that. Don't hit me like that, okay? You're right. I gotta get with the times. That's why I don't understand. Because, you know, I used to go get my mail. And now it just comes in my phone. It's like, you have mail. And then I don't talk to nobody. And then nobody talks to me. I'm just buying Heelys. Then I'm making my way to the shop. Yo, see, there you go, man. That's all you gotta do. Throw on them wheels. You ever used Heelys? I can see you. No Heelys?
I wish. I wanted them, but I never used them.
I'm gonna start calling you by your first name. Like, you listen here, Megan. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man. Good times, chat. Good times we have here with each other on the Jokerdad Spotlight. Episode 145. Can't believe it. 145 amazing W's. Tori Jim's here as well. How we doing, Tori? Oh, and I thought they meant the AOL disc that showed up in everyone's mailbox. I know. You get, was it free week or free hours? I think it was like free 30 hours. It's like, here's free 30 hours of internet. And I was like, yes, 30 hours of internet. I can talk all kinds of mad smack to people in chat rooms. Give them the I am your dad jokes. When I was a teenager. Can't be bothered to walk the entire time. Yeah. No, I see. I get it too. Imagine if I was wealthier, I'd be using them door dashes and shit too. Because it's like what my time is money at that point, right? If you were like a person like Jeff Bezos or some huge person, right? You had all this. You were making like millions of dollars a second. Like you don't have the time to go pick up your cheeseburger down in the lobby. Like you're going to have somebody do it for you. I'm going to pay you to use your time to go get my cheeseburger, you know? And that's kind of crazy too, that imagine that we have like a rating of value of our time in society. You know, like my time is worth $18 an hour, but this person's time's worth $30 an hour, $50 an hour. Like really, what makes that individual's time worth more than mine? You know, I think like that's kind of a shot at our value as individuals as it is. And to imagine a place that would say, well, we're only going to give you $12 an hour or $11 an hour for your time is kind of a spit in the face a little bit, especially when that payment isn't sustainable in our society at this present time, right? Like we live in a world where like you do need close to $20 an hour depending on where you live to survive, or even then you can't. Not one individual working a 40-hour week can live off of $20 an hour to pay for food, housing, and clothing and be sustainable, right? There's a place 3 blocks away. What is this? I saw three for $6 tacos. So you fucking got me on this one. Okay, let me see here. Yep, three tacos for $6. That's still pretty good. But back in my day, you could get 3 tacos for $3. Sorry, don't get me on that. Good old days. I remember those good times. Do you like tacos, Injuringelf?
I love tacos. See that when you had said dinner and then dessert, I was gonna say pie and tacos, but then we just stuck with pie because pie is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't need tacos when you got pie. It's just more pie, right? But I can settle for some tacos too, you know. My problem is I get too full on tacos and then I can't eat all that pie. So like you said, pie for pie. What's the kitty's name?
Loki.
Loki. Yep. Loki. We had Loki in here earlier too. I was gonna joke, but we decided not to joke. I didn't want to rustle any feathers here in chat, but we're I gotta hold my tongue. But yeah. So if you won the lottery, what would you spend the money on? What would you buy first, or with it? I guess.
I'd get a house for my daughter and I. Nothing big, just big enough for her and I. And then I'd help my family with whatever they needed.
Such a noble, responsible adult answer. I love it. I love it, chat. I love it. Noble, responsible adult answer. Me, I'm old guy. I would be spending it on all things I didn't need because I'm going through a midlife crisis. Okay, chat? I'm going through a midlife crisis and you guys are stuck here with me, so I appreciate it. But no, a new house for her and her little one. Nothing big though, because then you gotta clean all that shit. And nobody wants to spend all time dusting. And then, help the family. Help the family. I love it. So there's nothing, little doodads, knickknacks, a new laptop maybe?
I'd probably get a new gaming setup.
Yes. The gamers unite. We needed it. The gaming setup. You wouldn't buy a Joker suit? Yeah, she'd have to at least buy a Joker suit. Yeah. Harley Quinn. There we go. Do you? What's your favorite holiday? While we're on this, do you like Halloween? Are you a Christmas person?
Halloween, 100%.
Yeah, I think she'd pull off a good Harley Quinn cosplay. I could see it. So actually, I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but we talk about Halloween. So what do you like about Halloween? We'll stick to this one because I like Halloween too. What do you like the most about Halloween?
I like being able to dress up. I've just always loved Halloween. It's always been my favorite time of the year. I miss how it used to be when we were kids, when people would go all out.
Oh yeah. Like with decorations and everything, and like
I remember there was people who would set up their entire garage like a haunted house that you could walk through.
Yeah. There we still have, like, there's a couple here in my town that kind of do that a little bit. I think it's in smaller towns still. But yeah, I think a lot of people got scared. The transitioning of the 90s into the 2000s and now into the 2020s has just been a rough one for everybody. And I think like that, those people who did that, obviously a lot of those have passed on, unfortunately. Rest in peace to all the loved ones that were no longer here with us. But they, it didn't get embedded into the youth. So now that the youth are growing up, they're not continuing that tradition, should you say. But there's some, like there's a guy in our community, a kid who's like 20 now, I think, or just turned 20. His dad, he shared pictures last Halloween where him and his dad did that. They set up a whole big walls and the big animatronics, and like they went full-fledged, right? And I think that's cool. And I've got an older guy. He hasn't done it in a couple years and sold a lot of his equipment, but he used to do the Christmas, all the lights on the house linked up to a radio station, and all of them moved and sang along. And he said it was like a $10,000 setup on Christmas lights, and then it cost thousands of dollars a year to just light it, and electricity costs and stuff. And I was like, holy shit, man! Like so I think between the hard work of having to put it up, take it down, the cost of it with everything increasing, I think that plays a big factor as we go. It's just a lot of time. It's kind of like streaming, right? People give up streaming because it's too consuming. I imagine they give up that type of stuff because of the same. It's just too much on them. But I miss it for sure. And I like fall. Do you like fall? Like the leaves, the pumpkins, that kind of time of year?
My favorite time of year.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's great. What's been your favorite costume that you've dressed up as a kid into an adult? Like if you had to pick one costume that you remember one year that you really enjoyed, what would that have been?
My mom used to make my costumes, so she would make a bunch of Disney ones, and she made me an Ariel costume one year. That was really cool.
Oh, I love that. I love homemade costumes. You can't get me. I love it. It's my favorite. I think.
I still have all of them, and I'm going to pass them down to my daughter.
Wow, that's cool. I like that. That's really cool. That you even still have them. My shit would have been ripped off, broken 20 minutes after Halloween was over, but your mom still managed to salvage those and keep them safe for you. So when you got older, see, that's what I like about moms. I give a shout out to all the moms out there, you know, all the great loved ones. Moms are awesome. Moms go out of their way to save and cherish on the things that I unfortunately have not got to take advantage of, you know, like when my kids were growing up, I don't know why, maybe it's just in our trade of males to not think of those things. Like I find them of importance, but I just, during the moment, they don't become relevant. And doesn't mean I don't love them. Just like, you know, your kid bringing home a drawing from school or did their coloring thing, you know, like I'll stick it up on the refrigerator and stuff like that. But later down the road, sometimes I forget about it or it's not as relevant. But a mom, they'll pick that shit and they'll put it in a book and like put it in some, you know, put it in a box somewhere to set it aside. So when the kid's older, they can look back at it. And I love that stuff. I wish I lost a lot of that stuff that my mom had set aside for me as a kid. And some of it I still have. Like I have some of my old school photos. I don't have some of that stuff for my kids, unfortunately, and they're adults now. And I kind of wish I would have cherished more of those moments and put those things aside. So definitely as a reminder, I'm sure you will, since you've inherited that, I'm sure, a little bit through your mom and your Halloween costumes, that you'll do the same for your little one there. So when she, you know, goes, you know, who knows, first pair of class shoes, or this was her first outfit for her first day of school, and then you still have it for when she gets older, and then maybe her kid's first day of school. You know, it's like some people don't look at those things like that, and becoming a father and having a parent who did help a lot. But it's like we were talking about earlier, it's a learning experience being a parent. So you'll learn a lot of things now at your kid's, you know, age that she is now, that I bet when she's, you know, 5, 8, 10 years old, going into teenage years, that you're going to look back and go, oh wow, I've grown, I've changed, I'm a different person than I was back then. And I think that's why I believe everybody should be a parent. You know, I know there's a lot of people who are like, well, I don't want kids and I don't need kids. And I think they don't realize how much they need kids. Like, you still need kids. You're not done growing, person. You know, like, I think having a child and being a parent is a big, huge impact of how we grow as an individual. And people say, oh, it's fine. I have a cat. I have a dog. And I'm not shaming them. And I'm like, oh, you got to have a kid. But I think it helps. I think it helps as people's personalities and their way they present themselves in the world and how they perceive the world also. Having a kid at an early age that I did made me look at life in a wholly different perspective than I would have if I would have just been a single adult living in the world, being a father and a person who's very protectant of my young, right? Like, I'm the big bear, and you fuck with my kids, you're going to get the horns type of thing. I do anything for my children. Even now, you tell me what I need to do, I'm going to be there to take care of my kids. Even now that they're adults, you know, some of them are adults now and they have their own decisions to make. But yeah, so shout out to all the moms and dads in chat. You guys are the big W's. Thank you so much.
It might not work now because your kids are a bit older, but when I was little, like around my daughter's age, I would come home with like 10 things of paintings a day. So what my mom started to do was she would take my old art and use it as wrapping paper.
That's cool. Yeah, that's better than just throwing it away like I do right when I get it. No, no, that is cute. I like that. So you could, use it for birthdays. and wrap her gifts in it. And she's like, oh, this is stuff that I use. Oh, that's an awesome idea. Yeah, see, Chad, if you guys have any little ones, that is a good way of doing it. I would have never thought of that. Think there's benefits to having kids at an older age, study nutrition, psychology, and child development, fully prepare. No, I think that's a good mindset to look at it too. Obviously having kids at an early age has its drawbacks as well. I had my kids so early that I wasn't able to finish my education, that I wasn't able to fully evolve and develop I feel a great mindset towards life and expectancies and preparation of the world. So I feel like there is a too early age, but I also feel there's a too late of age too. Like having a child now at my age is a little late. Same as my wife. If we were to have a new kid right now, I don't know if we would be able to first physically be able to do it, as in like, the early mornings and waking up and bottle feeding and the cries, and like that's fucking exhausting, guys. Like it's a lot of work. Like it's not fun. So to go through that again, but as you said, there is nutrition. What foods to buy, what not, and even though I know I had 2 children before I helped raise my wife's youngest. I still make terrible decisions when it comes to like, okay, here, we'll get the ice cream sundae cones, right? You're a kid and you enjoy. So sometimes you still make bad decisions because at the end of the day, we only live once, and this is an opportunity. And I don't want to be the strict dad who's using the psychology card and knowing how to manipulate my kids to being the best version of themselves and not letting them eat candy because obviously it leads to gingivitis and gum disease and obesity. And like, I could be that dad, but then they're just in this strict structure where they never get to experience themselves and the joys in life that they can do. So I kind of let my kids be more free birds while having some type of structure. It's like, I'll let you do these things until you ruin it for yourself. And then I have to take reins and keep you in a border of safety. And that kind of sucks too, because like, I don't want to be the bad guy, but like my girl right now, she's going through changes into her teenage years. So now she's got more attitude. I'm like, here, come give dad a hug. I don't want to hug you. I'm in my personal space. I'll give you an air hug. Like, I don't want your damn air hug. Get out of here with an air hug, like, so I'm going through that right now, and she's getting through more emotional stages, and, she's going into her teenage years, and it's been
the way that you should be doing it, though, letting them figure it out, but not do things that will severely hurt themselves or something. I work in child, so that's literally how they suggest that's how you do it.
Awesome. See, that's awesome to hear.
Not hurt themselves or others in the process.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way of approach to do it. It's hard. My dad had a different approach as a kid. He would, I kind of learned from both parents. I think that was like, there was a little bit of both of that with my mom and my dad. Like, my dad would let me do the stuff that my mom wouldn't let me do when it came to like more dangerous stuff. Like, I remember my dad taking me cliff jumping when I was really young. This is like diving off of cliffs into water that's infested with snakes and different things, walking down rivers and stuff where there's like water moccasins slithering above, and like, you're just like, and I'm to myself as a kid, I'm like, yeah, this isn't a fucking good idea. And if my mom knew where I was at right now, she would kick my ass. But my dad was preparing me for the world, that there's life filled with uncertainties, and how you address and mold to those and adjust, and then things that I would have never experienced if my mom had been taking full reign and control. So like, I give a shout out to my dad for doing those things that maybe mom wouldn't have approved of. And then a shout out for mom for being protective though, and being appreciative of my life and what I needed. So it's a hard two-way street. I think you have to give and take and understand from both perspectives to be a good parent, and just let them experience the ups and downs. Like, if you're there to catch them every time they fall, they'll never be able to catch themselves, like they'll never know how to adjust. And there was actually, it's weird, we were talking about something around that lines. There's a fellow streamer that I talked to about this because she lives down in that area. And there was a rich, wealthier kid who ended up killing a bunch of people in like drunken driving, got intoxicated, crashed the vehicle. But this kid had never taken any responsibilities for anything in their life that they've ever done. So every time they did something bad, there was mom and dad there to bail them out. And the judge actually got them off of charges because of that fact that they never knew responsibility and that they weren't able to process what they had done and what they had went through with the murder of their fellow friends, to go through all this because of their neglect, and it was their fault, obviously, that they wrecked. But yeah, so it's tough. Yo, Obscure, thank you so much, my man, for stopping in, showing some love for Injuring here. Hopefully work stuff goes well for the rest of your Sunday, and you have a good remainder of the week and a good week coming up. But yeah, he said that I think there's benefits to having kids at an older age. Oh, never mind. We talked that earlier. I thought that was a new comment. But yeah, no, it's this one here, I think. Let me check. I need to change my intervals. But between adding WiseBot and SiriBot now, it's like my fucking bots are just taking over the chat. They're just like the bot takeover. But yeah, no. But yeah, we've got a couple more questions and then we'll just be departing here. So what we do usually when we depart, we either rate into the streamer or we let the streamer decide where we're going to go. So if there's a friend on, maybe someone who streams that you know of who comes in and supports your stream, we'd love to come over, say hi from Injuring Elf and myself and vibe a bit and hang out. But I'm so happy that you were able to take a little bit. You had the little one gone so you could have a little bit of you time and we could have some fun chatting and getting to know you a little bit more, what you do like, what you don't like. And now I can, know that Megan loves pies just like me and that we can get along on more understandings outside of just Overwatch love. And, because right when I came into your stream originally, that's how I met you, was through Overwatch. And you're a Diva player. And I was like, yes, Overwatch and Diva. I was like, two of my favorite things. And then we just vibed and hung out. And ever since then, it's like I love catching your streams when I get a chance and just vibing. I think my biggest thing I love about streams is like I'm a big foodie, it's my food question here on the stream, but I just love a good plate of food. And now just watching streamers play video games, I'm just like, yeah, I can eat. And I'm like, ah, ha, ha, they died. And then I'm like, ah, ha, ha, they got triple kills. It's like, it's my entertainment. It's my sitcom, my TV show or movie now. So I don't even hardly get to watch movies or shows unless it's like midnight and all my streamer friends are sleeping. And then I'm like, okay, I'll watch one episode of this and I'll watch it in bed or something and then I'll fall asleep and start watching streams or streaming again or doing work, the adult stuff. But yeah, so one of the questions, I'll do two more and then we'll head out. So if you want to find someone or know someone that might be of interest to come over, let me know. You can type their name out in chat if you'd like, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, the last fun question here. Let's see. We went over the holiday. All right. So beverage. We talk about food. What is the first beverage or drink that when you wake up that you go to? What's like the
Coffee.
Okay, so you are a coffee drinker. And how do you prefer your coffee?
I drink iced coffee, so I will usually just put like French vanilla creamer in it.
Okay. So you liked a good, nice iced coffee with some French vanilla creamer. All right. Do you like the blended stuff, like the almost like a milkshake, like frappes or?
Tim Hortons has something called an ice cap, which is basically what that is.
Oh, nice. So they have they call it an ice cap. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that word better than we call them frappes here in the States. With their blended iced coffee. So we do like a caramel frap, or they call them fraps. But the company I work for, pretty much the company I work for is America's version, I would imagine, of like a Tim Hortons. I would suppose. Because is Tim Hortons just a coffee place, or are they like a store? Do they like sell other things too, or?
It's a coffee place. They have some food, but it's more like just stuff that goes well with coffees, like sandwiches, donuts, muffins.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like Hank said, it's like a Starbucks, or it's like a well, we have one. What is it called
Dunkin'
here?
Donuts.
Yep.
Another one that would be an example, I think.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts. We have Caribou Coffee. There's a Caribou we have here in the States. So yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because where I work for, it's like a convenience store. It's kind of like a glorified gas station, and they do a lot of coffees, espressos, and they do the frappes, blended drinks, smoothies. But then they also have like a bakery. So they do a bunch of pastries, different style pastries. They have a creamery, so they do milk and ice cream. And this is all through the same company. So it's not like they're just buying other companies' products and selling them through their store. They actually produce all of this stuff. They have like their own meat section. So they do their own like butchering or supplying through local farmers. They do their eggs through them. Breads. So since they have a bakery, they not only do pastry, but they do all these different varieties of styles of breads. They do their own pizzas. So it's like seeing this company do all this vertical integration is what they call it, vertical integration, and then there are companies that they're actually, they have their own fleet of trucks too. So they don't even supply the trucks. It's all the company. So it's kind of cool to see. I had to permit the word come on my stream. Let's go. With a K. Come and Go is a real gas station. I'm not being profane. Yeah, exactly. Tim Hortons is Quick Trip with a Q. Yeah, there's a Quick Trip with a Q, and then there's a Quick Trip with a K. That's some more of them. Well, there's also, what is the one down in Texas? Buc-ee's. That's a big one that people know of. Buc-ee's. And then on the West Coast, what is that store on the West Coast? Because there was a lady who came into my store one day, and she worked on the West Coast, and they have like this big 7-Eleven's a big one. The one that I hadn't heard of before, but apparently in like Seattle and California and that area of the West Coast, there's this big gas station chain, and they're moving more towards the Midwest, while here in the Midwest, the company I work for is moving more towards the West Coast. So eventually they're going to meet each other, right? And they're going to be contenders of each other. So this lady came in as like a spy, like a convenience store spy working for the other company. She's like looking around and she's like, "Your guys' store is amazing, and like you guys got all this stuff." And then I start talking to her about it, and I find out that she's a spy. And I'm like, she's like telling me, "Oh yeah, I'm one of the regional managers at this company over here, and we're like you guys, but West Coast, and we're moving this way, and we're just kind of checking out your guys' company." And so she's inside trying to get some insider scoop, and I was just like, "Good luck." That's all I told her. I was like, because this company's got it down. This company's been around since the 60s, I think, and they just started as a gas station, right? Just selling gas, and then all of a sudden now they're just a multi-billion-dollar or maybe million-dollar family-owned company. So their stocks aren't on the stock market or anything like that. So it's a pretty nice company to work for. I really enjoyed it. But Loaf and Jug, oh my God, all these gas station names are hilarious. But yeah, so the last question we'll do here is, what's been your most memorable moment on stream? Like what has stood out over the last 2 years as a memorable moment that you've really enjoyed, being a part of or having happened? Did something stand out more than others?
On my birthday, one of my friends came on and was singing happy birthday to me for everybody. I thought that was kind of fun.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good memorable experience. I think, having a friend. So were they a friend in like real life that came on, or were they a friend that you've gamed with for some time?
A
And
friend that I gamed with.
oh, okay. So they came in like a voice chat and started singing to you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so nice of them. Yeah, I love that. It's a very kind person to come in and wish you a happy birthday and sing to you. Those are what makes very memorable moments. Someone that can participate in the ongoings of your life and be supportive and appreciative and things like that. And that's what I try to be for others as well, right? I want to be that person who's very supportive of their dreams and their opportunities. Because I am like I said, I'm a realist. I believe that, again, not everybody's going to make it in this world, but I think as long as we are there to participate, help, encourage the growth, I think that is needed in order for those people who do succeed to succeed. Do I know who's going to succeed? No, I have no fucking clue who's going to succeed. I do just know who I enjoy as individuals, their personalities, their beliefs and things, how they present themselves, their attitude. Like you always have a great attitude. When I come into your stream, I don't think I've been in, I think maybe one stream I've caught of yours where I could tell you weren't having a good day. But outside of that, you do an amazing job presenting yourself on stream. Your attitude's always wonderful. I come in, you've got that wonderful smile that you got on now, and you're playing a game that you enjoy, and it's just awesome. It's a good vibe. I felt comfortable in your stream, and I get that comfortable feeling in other people's streams. Amazon Artemis was in here earlier, Wahoo, Ahard, and all these W's who stream as well, coming through. I get that same vibe from them too. So I try my hardest to surround myself with those individuals. Speak of the devil, Eagles chick right here was recently on. She plays a lot of Fortnite as well. And I love her vibe. I go in, I hang out, having a good time. And it's just a good feeling to surround yourself with those people. And I want to be supportive of those people. So I tell everybody, and that goes to you, you guys are always welcome in the kingdom. If you ever have an event that you're going to do, say a subathon or another birthday stream or celebrating your affiliate versary, if that comes up for your second year, let me know. I'll be more than happy to not only promote your events, if you need a person to play, say, Fortnite with, to hype it up a little bit, maybe carry you to a dub. I can't make no promises, chat. Can't make no promises, but we'll try to get a dub. We'll try. I'll be there, man. I really am, because I want to play those parts and be a part of the ongoing of your guys' streaming journey. And I want you guys to be a part of my streaming journey. I think that's what's most important, is that at the end of the day, regardless if we become big, huge streamers or growth or whatever aside about it, it's about the journey. And I'm here for the journey. I'm here to do this all with you guys, no matter if we completely fail and burn and crash together, or if we rise to greatness. I know I won't be doing it alone, and we'll be doing it together. So thank you guys all for everything here. Yo, Papa Joe, much love to you, bro. How are you doing today? Happy Sunday. Thanks for coming in. Yo, Papa, man, you got to follow Injuring Elf here. Don't miss out on the opportunity. Right now, go over Injuringelf7894 on Twitch. Guys, if you're listening in, maybe you've stuck it out through the whole podcast, or say, I don't want to listen to this clown, and maybe you skip to the very end here. Go over, drop her a follow, hang out with her, check out the stream, show some love. Say, Jokerdad sent me. I saw you that one day on the show. I wanted to see how you were doing. And here I am. I would love to see that and catch you guys in her stream sometime with me. But yeah, Injuring, I had a blast. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on.
No, I had an awesome time. I love the energy, the spirits, the vibe that you put out, and having that on the show is always great. So I had a blast. Thank you so much. And I know, let me scroll up here, because I did see you mentioned before all this discussion of these restaurants. and establishments. Let me go back up, and we'll get that individual ready to go. You said they were playing some. Were they playing DBD? I think you said.
Grand Theft Auto.
Okay. You wanna? Can you copy and paste it one more time? The name, because I need to. Like I said, I need to change my bot settings because before they weren't so bad, but now that there's more bots, it's just literally taking over my stream. Oh, there we go. Madster. Okay. Awesome. Here, I'm going to put it up here. There we go. Madster 97. All right. But no, so any final words, any farewells, anything that we've missed or left out that you would like to say about yourself or to Chad or to me, to anybody out there who will listen? Anything?
Thank you for taking the time to get to know me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. No, I'm. It's been a pleasure. It really has. I love these shows. I will do these anytime I can. I love the spotlight. I've always enjoyed it. Having wonderful guests on like yourself to be able to express themselves, have the platform to come on and let us just know a little bit about them. And I think there's always something unique and different in each and every one of the guests that I've had on. And I think there's always people out there who vibe with those things, even if it's something very small to something very big that we all have in common. And that this is a great way of finding those people, because I know I've had some guests on who have found other streamer friends, and now they're always in that person's stream or always there. So they've become friends, and just knowing that I was able to help bind that connection between people and be that driving force sometimes where they wouldn't have never met each other if they didn't cross paths through the spotlight is just a great feeling. It's a great being that middle ground there for that discovery. And I don't want to stop doing this. So I'll continue. There's times where we'll slow our roll. Like right now we're going through a slow period. So next couple weeks we'll be doing more gaming. We'll still be doing the spotlight on certain weekdays, maybe on a weekend here and there, but you'll be seeing me. We'll suck at Fortnite coming up, chat. So I hope you guys are ready for it. More Fortnite suckage. We might dabble into some Diablo 4. Who knows? Maybe you'll inspire me to get back on Overwatch. It's been a couple seasons. I haven't played. I'm feeling like I'm missing out. But yeah, I need to get back on some Overwatch because I enjoy it. I have a good time, but I enjoy it until I don't enjoy it. I don't know why. It's a love-hate relationship.
One of those games.
Yeah. I'm sure you have that feeling sometimes, huh? Where you're like really enjoying it, and then you're like, I fucking hate Overwatch. I hate this game. Why do I keep playing it?
More towards Apex, though.
Okay, so you have that feeling more towards Apex. Okay, I think that's how Jetty was. Jetty boy, who was in here earlier. Was a big Apex player. When I first met Jetty, he was playing Apex. And then he came over to the Fortnite side. He's been on the Fortnite side since, but he was a sweaty Apex player, like really sweaty Apex player. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, dude, this guy's really good at Apex. And then I don't know what happened. Now he's just settling for being a mediocre Fortnite player. So I don't know, but we do what we got to do, I'm just kidding. He's pretty good at Fortnite too. Jetty, he'd be laughing. I like to say this stuff with hopes that they're listening, and then they tune back in when I dog on them a little bit, but nope. So you suckers are lurking, and that's what you lurkers get. You get dogged on when you're not around. I'm just kidding. But no, it was a lovely experience. I'm glad to have you here. We'll have to, like I said, if you're ever doing an event, you need an extra body to take bullets for you in Fortnite, make you look good. I'll just like run in front of you and take all the bullets and let you get the final shot to steal the kill for the win. I'll try my best to do that.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right, chat. We're going to get over to Madster97. That's Maddsterr 97. I'm so surprised I didn't ruin that, but we're going to get over and hang out, watch some DBD. So I want to thank everybody. Papa Joe, thank you so much for coming in, my man, and hanging out and vibing with us. But yeah, so we'll get over to Madster here. They're playing some GTA Sassy Sunday featuring gang shit with Jesus, or also known as Jesus. Let's go. Dang, 14-hour stream, 15-hour stream. Let's go hype it up. Get that energy back in there. I know. She's been going a minute. Is this like hopefully it's a subathon or maybe not? Maybe just vibing. Maybe went to bed, woke back up. Ooh, 48 hours is rough. Oh, that must be what's going on. 48-hour stream. Let's go. I know someone in chat just said it, but let's go over, guys. We got 8 of us. If you guys can, let's do a raid 1. Let me see if I can do this here real quick. Raid 1 for followers. Raid 2 for subs. If you guys want to copy and paste those, just